My company's being taken over, what should I do now? Look, first thing to do is not to panic. These things often take a long time to conclude from the day the first announcement will be made, and I'd really wait for an official announcement before I did anything, to the point where they complete often takes many months and then sometimes many years. So don't panic. Listen, there really are three scenarios that you should think through if you find yourself in this situation. And those three scenarios are all based around whether you have a change of control agreement. So change of control agreement is really a contract between you and your employer as what would happen if the change of control in the company happens, whether you're sold, your division sold, or even if you're acquired as a whole company. And really you'll know if you have a change of control agreement or not, because you'll have had to have signed one. You really need to know what the specific deal is within your change of control. But within that COC, you need to check the conditions. Specifically, what happens if you do or don't get a job in the new company. So often change of control agreements say, if they don't offer you, you get a payout. If they do offer you a similar job, you don't get a payout. What they also might say is that if at the end of the day you feel diminished, in other words, you feel like you have a lesser job as a result of the acquisition, you won't get the payout unless you ask for it. So you really need to understand the conditions, the terms of control. But typically the acquisition will have to go through before the change of control agreement activates. The second one is what happens if you actually don't have a change of control agreement and you like the company you're going to go work for. So that's really the best case scenario for many people, that the new employer or the new owner is someone you really like, someone you could see yourself working at for a long time. And again, you just need to wait it out and see what happens. My one piece of big advice here, though, is consider it to be like a job interview. Consider the new company as someone who you are interviewing with, and take the opportunities when you meet their management, when you meet their staff, to be someone that's helping with the integration and really being part of making the new company, the combined company, even better. The third scenario is when you have no change of control agreement and you don't like the company that's acquiring you. Well, my question really here is, why don't you like the company? What is it about the company you don't like? Be careful not to let rumors and gossip, or particularly if they're a competitor of yours, cloud your judgment. Remember, it's your job and it's your career. So check with other people in the industry about that company. At the end of the day, if you really don't like the company, you don't see yourself being happy there, you don't see yourself a role there, you've got to ask the question, is it better to jump or to wait? And that'll have some context of your skills, of the market you're in, the people that you're working with, and how marketable you are. Whatever happens, you need to get your resume sharpened, you need to re-establish your network outside, and be prepared for having to look for a new job. The bottom line here is you probably have to wait and see what happens. You have to let this thing play out. But at the end of the day, it's your career, it's your family. You have to make the decision that's right for you going forward.